I'm Coleen McDonald, and I'm an AP English Language and Composition teacher at Boca High. Last summer, I was diagnosed with, shocked and surprised to be diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, non-smoker. And so this is basically the story of that journey and how it's changed my life. It was the COVID school year, so what happened is that I had started riding a bike. My son was going to get married. He got married this past summer, and being ever wanting to look my best, I had asked my husband for a new bike, and so we started riding. I thought I pulled a muscle in my back because I had really a lot of pain in my back of my spine. I thought it was a pulled nerve, something like that, slip disc. So I went back to my orthopedic. He took an X-ray and saw something on the X-ray. Flash forward, CT scan. The doctor, the report comes back that I had metastatic, some kind of metastases. They didn't know what. I wasn't expecting cancer. So, long story short, after about a month, it was determined that I had stage 4 lung cancer, which was the last thing that I ever expected, since I've never smoked a day in my life. I also found out that there was a tumor on my spine that was impinging on the spinal cord. I immediately had to go into radiation. I had 10 radiation treatments to shrink the tumor, and started what they call targeted chemo. This diagnosis pretty much knocked us for a loop, especially since I'd always been healthy. I had gone to a cardiologist and had done a stress test a few years earlier, and my doctor told me I had the heart and lungs of a 38-year-old, and I was 58. And I had been tired. I don't know, Jordan, during COVID, how exhausted we all were. So I had some fatigue, but I ignored it. And so one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is I want to sort of say to my other colleagues, especially the women out there, the reason most people that get diagnosed end up with stage 3 or stage 4 is because they don't listen to their bodies. You don't think it's anything, and they don't get scanned. And especially if you're a non-smoker like me, you think, well, I can't have lung cancer because I never smoked, so I'm not at risk. The truth is, if you have lungs, you're at less risk for lung cancer. Lung cancer kills more people today in a year than breast cancer, colon cancer, and prostate cancer combined. It gets less money than those 3 cancers combined as well. When I came back to school and I started saying to people I have stage 4 cancer, lung cancer, the first thing people would say to me was, "Oh, did you smoke?" People are actually embarrassed. Almost all the people that I'm on a site with other patients that have lung cancer, and we all experience it. We all feel that shame, and we feel like we have to say, "I have stage 4 lung cancer, but I didn't smoke." That aside, Mike and I decided, that's my husband, we decided we were going to take take our lives by the reins and just change it. He said, life is short, and it's, what? You're not guaranteed anything more than today. So I look at every day of my life as a victory. The fact that I'm still here today. The doctor told my son in one of our appointments in August last year, if I did not respond to treatment, I would not last the year. Mike and I looked at that and said, you know what? We're going to live our best life. Always wanted to live on the water. I've lived in Florida 37 years. It was time to go ahead and go for it. So we had a condo on the water for all last year, and it was great fun. And then when our lease was up, one of my dreams has been to travel in an RV. So we took the proceeds from the house and we bought a Class A last April, and spent the whole summer, 60 days, traveling the coast, out west, and had an amazing time. We spent 58 days, ended up at my son's wedding. We spent time together, and my husband and I were really partners. You actually might meet him because he's a sub on campus. What have I learned? Well, the first thing I've learned is that life is short, and we're not guaranteed any more than this day, this moment. So my takeaway is, and this is for students, for my fellow teachers, is that every day is a blessing and a victory, and we have to treat that like that. So often we think that we have forever to fix the relationships that we're in, to connect with the people that we know, to say I'm sorry, to say I love you, and we don't. We have now. My advice to the people that are out there is don't wait. Don't wait till you can have the big to-do, the big this. Don't feel like to go and hang out with a friend of yours, it has to be some big dinner gathering. You know, it can be, let's just meet and say hi and have a quick drink or a quick cup of tea or a quick cup of coffee on a Saturday morning. Then you go about and do your business. So often people make the planning of something such a big deal that they never end up getting together. And they then lose all these opportunities for connection. You end up, the next time that you see them is a funeral. And that shouldn't be. We have made connection so hard that people don't end up connecting. And to me, that's my first takeaway. Don't wait. The second takeaway is that, you know, I'm still working. So everybody asks me, why are you still working? I mean, you can retire. I've taught for 37 years. So yes, I could retire. So why am I still working? Well, I love what I do. And so as long as you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. The day that I don't love what I'm doing, the day that I don't love this, I promise you I will sign on the dotted line and I will not come back. But I do love what I'm doing, so I do this because I enjoy it. I don't have to come to school. I could retire, but I truly, passionately love teaching. I love my students, and I tell them every day, I'm here because I like being with you. So I would say to the students out there, find something that you love. Making that, you know, six-figure salary is only going to be rewarding for so long. If you don't love what you're doing, it can be 40 years is a long time to do something you don't like to do. Find something that you love, and you will be able to do it for a very long time. The third thing is, don't have regrets. Don't waste your time on regrets. It is a waste of energy and a waste of time. If you can't do something, then move forward. Love what you do and connect with the people that you love. Don't wait. Life is short. You know, Mike and I just decided at the end of the day, we decided to sort of seize the day a little bit and just do the things that we kept saying that we were going to do. That's why we've gone to as I was telling you during the bells ringing, that we went to full-time RV living, mainly because we had decided that's what we kept saying we were going to do when we retired. And I finally said to him, what are we waiting for? Smaller footprint, smaller life, but greater enjoyment. I would say, you know, find enjoyment in the life that you're living, and if you're not enjoying what you're doing, then why aren't you changing it? You just don't know when you're going to get something like this happen to you. You know, you have to live, you know, thoughtfully, and sometimes I think we forget. We go through the motions. So that would be my advice. So this is Coleen McDonald. I hope that that there's something there that will help you. If you were moved by that or you wish to talk to me, you can find me in 8109. I'll be here every day, living my life and seeing life as a victory.